Well, we finally got Otis in the shop to figure out what in the world the terrible noise was, and come to find out, it's the bearing in the alternator. I got this bad boy used off the shelf, and I was meaning to upgrade it anyway, because it's a 90 amp alternator. So in here, my brand new 120 amp alternator, because I actually have one battery for the engine and two batteries for the house, and the alternator set up to charge all three of them. So going up from a 90 to a 120 will be a little helpful for sure. So I'm gonna get this alternator in there. I mean, I'm glad that the noise was a lot easier than we thought. It was a really consistent groaning noise. It was terrible. And after I let the van sit for a week, it changed to a different noise. It's just the bearing failing in the alternator, so we sprayed some lubricant in there and it quieted down a lot. But I'm just gonna replace it now and we should be good to go.
So you're a solid 1.5 off the ground, at least. Oh yeah. Oh man, this guy.
So the new alternator had just a standard pulley held down with a washer and a nut. I busted that off with the air gun. I'm switching to a clutched. It has a bearing inside of this pulley, so when the engine RPMs are constantly changing as you shift gears, the load's not transferred to the alternator. And it takes, I don't know, let me see if I showed you that this pulley doesn't have any threads inside of it. That's what the nut was for. But this one is internally threaded. So it takes this special tool right here. It's a hollow socket that fits in the teeth here, and then the socket fits in there to hold it in place, and you just screw it down and tighten it. So we're gonna put the pulley on and then get this bad boy installed to be ready to go. See, I started to screw it down and now I can't tighten it anymore. So you put this bad boy in there, and then now I can spin it some more. Okay, now I gotta get a wrench to hold the top and get this tightened. Alright, so this is a slightly different alternator. You can see the distance from this bolt hole to this bump versus this bolt hole to this bump. So since this bump is closer to the mounting hole, if you go down in here, dang, let's see, you can actually see, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but right here and right here, there's little spots where it's been contacting. So I'm going to grind a little on the bracket here and grind a little on the alternator here and make this bad boy fit. Well, I got my clearance work done and cleaned up. Hopefully this should fit. And I clearance just a little tiny bit right here. It was touching both of these spots, but this side was higher, so I just took the high side. Hopefully that should be enough. I actually feel like a fucking idiot for overreacting so hard about the van, because all it was a simple alternator. I planned all along that I was just gonna upgrade that alternator anyways, because I went from the alternator I had originally was a 140 amp alternator, but it didn't have what's called the W terminal that allows my tachometer to function. Oh, this isn't even open. So I went to a 90 amp alternator. And that's what failed, what made that terrible groaning noise, and why I quit driving the van. But now I've upgraded to a 120 amp alternator that does have the W terminal, so that's a good trade-off. I'm glad that the van's running good. So we're gonna take it to Alki tonight. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna do some kayaking and on the Alki, but we're gonna head to Seattle and get some pizza. So I'm out of here. So what we got here is a 1993 Jetta alternator that I'm using on a 2014 TDI engine. So the one that I just removed, I had modified a little bit here and a little bit here, and I'm not going to modify the new one because I already test fitted, it works. But last time I started modifying the alternator, and then I was like, no, I should just modify the bracket instead. So you can see the shiny spot in the middle there where I modified the bracket just a little, and now everything fits fine. So I'm hoping, and my theory is, that the reason it keeps failing alternators is because this pulley is going south. I'm not sure, I can't prove it. I'll take it off inside and see how it feels, but new alternator again, new pulley, and we'll see how it goes this time. Alright, here we go. About to start the van up again. Wow, that looks awful. Let's see what it says over here. Come on, you fuck stick. Oh well. Turn that off. Alright, let's see here. So, 11 volts. Oh, okay. Tachometer's working, that's a good start. There it goes. 14.2. Alright. It's charging over there. Seems to be chugging away nice and happy doing alternator things. Oh, this is another one I need to figure out. What in the world is 3800 PM? That's not even a possibility. I have no idea what it thinks it's doing there. You can see it tripping balls. Oh, sir, smokes a lot out here. I thought I heard another weird noise, but let's see here. I was hearing, if you can even hear me over this engine, I've been hearing another weird groaning noise, and I wasn't sure what it was, so I thought I'd check the alternator. Well, now I was just on my way back from the shop, and 11.5 volts is not good. I was charging just fine, and then I looked over and was like, hello, I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna have to investigate here. Hey, this is really funny, watch this. I'm gonna turn on the blinker. It'll go 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4 with the blinker. 12.4. We got some dead alternator. Let's see where it's gonna go to. Freddy wants to make it. Not bad. Still got plenty of fuel. So I figured there was no way. I thought I heard alternator noise, and I was like, there's no way. I just replaced that alternator. What in the world? But, I mean, let's see. Maybe like this, I can show you how bad it is. Let's see. I can't show you from this angle, but I mean, you can hear it. Ain't supposed to be doing that. So, time to replace the alternator again. I don't know why it's eating through alternators.